Welcome back, GRD 132, Typography 1. This is ex9, and this is going to be scanning some fonts using the WhatTheFont tool from myfonts.com, and you're going to scan 5 fonts from 5 different categories, and I have them for you. So what you're going to do to find these fonts, and this is the exercise. Now when you're done, all you're going to do, so make sure you write them down, is you're going to put in the fonts, the closest fonts of what I have for you. So when you're done, you're just going to put a comment. But before you do that, you need these fonts. There's 5 of these. You could download them. Just go to Documents and Resources, and it's under Handouts. Now, I'll probably put instructions here. I just have one sheet in here right now. That's not actually the notes, but these are the fonts. And I put them there as images, and you could just download these right from here. You could just right-click on one of these and save image as. Now, if you would copy image, if you were going to paste it into Photopea, but you shouldn't have to do that. If you just save image as, you're just going to download it. So you're just going to save image as, and it's just called decorative. Now, I might have some in here already, and let me go to downloads. You could save them wherever you want. I'll just put them in my downloads, I guess. I'll go in my downloads, decorative.png. Just so, since the other ones we got in our downloads, we'll keep it there. I don't think I have any in there. So decorative.png. Now they are PNG files. That should work fine. And I'll just hit save. Okay, it's downloaded. So it's going in my downloads. I'll do the same thing. I'll just keep repeating it. Save image as, not copy image, because we're not pasting it anywhere. We're going to save image as. We can't paste it into that tool, but we can download it and then upload it. So I'm going to save this one, and this is all going to my downloads, and then I'll continue doing this for the other 3. Save image as, and I'm putting them all in my downloads. And these are fairly common fonts. You'll recognize the names, but maybe you don't recognize them by eye, and that's kind of why I wanted to do that. And I wanted to get away from all the Google fonts, because these are more commercial fonts that you may see. So that's why I wanted to do this as well. And I think that's it. There's 5 there. So there's 1 from each category. I didn't really put anything special on them. I didn't look for logos. I just made fonts that are from these categories. So you might even know some of these fonts just by looking at them. We're going to go to WhatTheFont. You can type in WhatTheFont. It actually is going to go to myfonts.com. So here it is, WhatTheFont, and it's myfonts.com. So if you just went to myfonts.com, it would go there. And we've been here before, but they have a tool here that'll identify fonts by image. And here it has, click here to upload an image. Well, let's do it. And I'm not going to do it because then you'll know what the font is, but if I go here to upload, you're just going to go get it from your downloads. You might go to decorative and hit open and make sure that it highlights everything. Don't worry if it has that second box here. As long as the outer box is around everything, you should be good. And then you're going to hit this button, and then what you're going to do is write down what the font is. Now, if there's a couple names that has a similar name but different foundries, just write down the main name. This is a fairly common decorative font. You might have seen it before, you might not have seen it, but I think you'll recognize the name when you see it. So just use that name. You don't have to get super specific about it, but just hit this button, and then you're going to write down the font, and once you do all 5, you're going to put the font names in here. So we downloaded the images, and then you're going to find the fonts using the WhatTheFont tool, and then when you go back to coursework, you're going to add a comment, and you're going to put, Helvetica, whatever they are. Obviously, these aren't correct, but let's say you had Helvetica times brush script, whatever they are. Maybe you had Algerian, and maybe you had geometric slab, and how many is that? 5. That's all you're going to do. That's all you're going to turn in. You're going to turn in the 5 correct fonts, not these, because these aren't correct, but that's all you're going to do. So you're going to download them and use the WhatTheFont tool, and you'll find out how valuable a tool that is. It's nice that we were able to look at things and use our observation skills, but now we can actually use some tools if we have to be very accurate, meaning if we actually have to download a font. You're not always going to be able to use Google Fonts. Sometimes you have to download a font. Sometimes you have to download a font and still manipulate the font, still change some things about it. But at least for this, we get to use this tool a little bit, and this is a fairly accurate tool. This is from myfonts.com. I think if you even go to fonts.com, it comes up. But it's all owned by Monotype, so they own a lot of things with fonts. Them and Adobe and some other ones, Linotype. But My Fonts by Monotype, you're going to see a lot too. So that's what you're going to be doing for ex9.